Hey everyone, and welcome back to GoodKnitKisses or GKK Live, and especially welcome to our replay audience. I'm your host, Kristen, and I'm so glad that you have joined us today. And this is where we stitch our love and love our stitches here at GoodKnitKisses. And each we bring to you some crafting goodness with yarn. And today is a very special treat. We have Rae Blackledge from Premier Yarns today to chat about Premier Everyday, drum roll, plaid. Yes, it's for planned pooling. Woohoo! And I'm going to bring her on here and let her join us. So she's going to be popping on here in 1 second. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Are you ready to tell us all the goodies today?
Oh, I hope so.
Well, good. Well, welcome to everyone joining us. Be sure and share this on your page and on your profile. Let everybody know if they are your yarny friends, they're going to want to listen up. So be sure and do that. Give us some hearts and thumbs, some likes and stuff, and we're ready to roll. So please welcome with all the hearts and love that you have. Give it up for Rae with Premier Yarns. And we just want to welcome you. Can you tell us a bit about yourself as a crafter and what you do at Premier?
Sure. So I'm the creative manager at Premier. Basically, I'm the one who works on designing the yarns, the colors, working with our sales team on like deciding what our product line is going to be, and also heading up the pattern support, the knit and crochet design. I've been primarily a knitter, but I also do a lot of crochet and have been doing that since I was a kid. I did own a local yarn shop for 9 years. So I pretty much been doing that. I opened that while I was in college. And when I closed my shop, I came to Premier, and I've been here for 6 years now, or just about 6 years. So,
wow, I didn't know that. That is so cool. Mm-hmm. That gives you a very unique perspective on what you do every day.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel like I've had, been in like all different parts of the industry. I also did a lot of I had my own line of hand-dyed yarns. I done indie design. I've written a book. It's kind of fun to have done a little bit of everything now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, then I would say Premier is lucky to have you. Well, that's awesome. And I know that you have some yummy new yarn that you want to share with us today. Are you ready?
I think so, yeah.
I'm dying, but I'm bump to show everyone what you've been creating over there. And Everyday Plaid for planned pooling. Yay.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, I brought this skein here. It's Everyday Plaid.
Yeah. All right.
It's pretty cool. It's we actually worked. We have a mill. It's in Turkey that we work hand in hand with. All of our yarn is made there. And we worked with them to develop this. It's actually completely developed specifically for the planned pooling technique. So the color repeat, everything was designed specifically to work with that crochet, especially the linen stitch crochet, to get you a really good repeat. Each works about 7 inches to get you a good repeat for a scarf. So you can do multiple repeats for a blanket. There's not a lot of guesswork in it. You know that each skein is gonna do a repeat. Each skein is the same, so you can swap colors in for the patterns. It's kind of to make it easy. You can pick it up, it's gonna pool. You can swap out colors in the pattern.
For sure. And here's a little item that we've got here with some of that. Let me see if I can pull up something else. Let me grab notes here. So what do you love best about this yarn?
I love just that it's kind of made planned pooling easy. I mean, before we had this, I definitely played around with the technique, and it was always so frustrating that you'd like pick up a ball of yarn and you're like, even knowing what I was looking for, you never knew, okay, is this something where the repeat is going to be the same each time? Is it going to do the reflecting of the colors? Is it going to be like is the color, or the color's going to go like A, B, C, A, B, C, or is it going to be like A, B, C, B, A? Like, what are the colors going to do? Is it going to be a long enough repeat? Are there, is every repeat going to be the same, or is it going to vary? Like, you never knew what it was going to be. You never knew how long your repeat was going to be. Like, am I going to be able to make a scarf with this, or is the plan pulling repeat going to be 16 inches wide? Like, there was so much uncertainty with it. So I love that you could just pick it up, and like, like for designing, it was great because I knew, okay, I know I have about a 7-inch repeat depending on your gauge. So I could sweaters and vests and baby, like there's like a little baby sleep sack, and I could do that with this, where it was really hard to do with a yarn that has so much variance.
Yeah, for sure. I want to find that sleep sack. Let's show them here. That is a cutie right there. Oh, I love it. And it has a little zipper in there too. And you guys detail it out in the pattern. What's that one called?
We Bairn sleep sack.
We Bairn.
Yeah. We went all out with the plaid theme. So
oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's so creative. I can't wait for everybody to see everything as you guys release this. It's just live today, you guys. If you're just tuning in, this is just premiering and launching, and you're catching it first here. Let's see. I got to get to my questions, y'all, man, because I get tongue-tied. I want to see the yarn. So some things people are wanting to know: can a beginner crocheter do the plan pooling?
I think that an adventurous beginner could definitely do the planned pooling. It takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of, even with a yarn that's developed for it, when you first get going on it, you're going to do a little bit of ripping, a little bit of just getting your stitch count correct. It'll adjust to your tension some, but sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries just to get it going. So as long as you're willing to be okay with, ripping back your first row a couple of times just to get that perfect stitch count, you're okay with it. And once you get going, it actually works pretty smoothly. There's not like, you definitely get the color shifting back and forth. I've seen planned pooling done with like the granny stitch. The more you use a stitch that eats up yarn, like when you start getting into things like double crochets or clusters, the fewer stitches you get per color. So it has a different look, but you can still pool with those stitches. It just a very different look to the fabric.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I'm just going to show a few more here. I'm new at this. I'm trying to show things and ask you questions. Let's see. So, but you can do plan pulling in the round, right? Or can you do that?
Well, when you do plan pulling in the round, what's going to happen is instead of getting it where the colors cross, you're going to get it where the colors go all in the same direction, almost like a barber pole. Because every time it's going to keep going and shifting one stitch in the same direction each time.
Yeah, but with like the bunting, you can see that in that picture. Let me show it again. It is it's something that's really nice because you can match up the edges too. Like you can make it appear like it's in the.
It does. It looks like it's in the round, and because of the way the repeats work, that's just one flat piece that comes together with the zipper, so it automatically matches the edge for you, which is kind of fun when you put that zipper on and it just magically matches everything.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. I was like, yeah, I love that it matches up together, so you don't have to do something around, which is great because you can just learn the one way to do it and then just get trucking over the that you're wanting to make, which is really. So this is, will the color repeat be the same on all the colorways for the yarn?
Yes. Yeah, the color repeat's the same. Each one takes 4 colors. It should work up the same number of stitches per color, that the same width for the repeat. So that lets you swap in any color for any of the patterns.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that they're not just like a 2 color, like a pink and a gray, like 2 different ones. It's not always just that. There are some that have multiples. Let me see. I'm going to grab another one that that's showing a little bit more. You see all the multiple colors in those is not just like what we were showing with the baby bunting type. But I love the variety that you guys have in there. Like these, I'm showing up on the screen here. I think it has like a longer color change to me than something like the other would be. It's not as predictable, like, oh, it's every 10 stitches or 15 stitches or whatnot.
Yeah, I like it. We did some colors that, you know, are like, you know, 3 shades of pink and a gray. And we did some that were more rainbow and kind of fun. And each one works up. You know, it's been a while since I've actually done these, but I want to say it's something around 4 single crochets in that stitch pattern, and then switches to the, you know, 3 or 4 single crochets.
I think I've lost you.
Next color.
I think we have a bit of a hiccup here.
Oh.
Let me see what I've got. Let's see. Why are we having... Sorry, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. Let me see if I can... I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Rae?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, so I'm not sure if she can, if you guys can hear us. Be sure and let me know if you can hear me. I'm not able to see her or hear her right now. It's like frozen. Rae, maybe we can have you pop back on. Let me see if I can take this out. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Let's see if we can pop her back on. Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Is that better? Am I back?
Yay. Sorry about that. What happened? Let's see. So I don't know what you were saying before that popped out, but because, you know, it cuts off at different times. Just kind of move on. How many colors are going to be available, or there are available?
There are a total of 16 colorways.
16. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Like, it's not like 5 or 6. It's not even 12. It's 16. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Variety. And then, so can I tell us all the sort of the basic details here? Like, what's the fiber content? How, all that?
Sure. It is part of our Everyday collection, which is our 100% anti-pilling acrylic. That's the anti-pilling acrylic is a fiber that's exclusive to us. It's a fiber that can be tossed in the washer, tossed in the dryer, and it actually is the pills. When you wash it and dry it, the pills completely just break off and come off in the dryer, so that whenever you pull it out of the dryer, it looks like brand new fabric, just like it comes right off the needles each time you wash it. So it is a 200-gram ball. We did that so that one ball makes a scarf, so you can just grab a ball off the shelf and do a project. So that makes it, excuse me, 360 yards. So
yeah,
good ball yarn.
Yeah.
It is going to retail. So the retail is $10.99 on our web store, though I do know that it is $9.99 at Joann Fabrics.
Nice.
Yeah. And I can pop in a few links. I know we have it. All 16 colors are going to be available on our web store. It's also going to be available at Joann Fabrics, at Hirschner's, Mary Maxim, Love Knitting. I know right now it's at Love Knitting on their US site. I believe it's going to be available on their UK site as well, but it's not there quite yet. It is available on both their US and their Canadian sites, so that's a good way for people in Canada to pick it up.
Which one in Canada? Mine cut out.
Oh, sorry, Hirschner's.
Awesome.
And we did just reopen worldwide shipping on premieryarns.com. So
I saw that. I was letting everyone know. That's exciting.
I'm not quite sure where to put links and comments on here because I haven't done this before. But
That's okay. Let me see if I can get you. Let me scroll down. I've got the link to go on your webpage here on your website. And in fact, so you guys, this is the link that I'm sharing right now. You may have to pop it in another browser though, or pop it in on your phone. If you want, you can text it to me and I'll send it out. Let's see. I don't have a spot on here. I don't know why it doesn't do that in the guest lobby. There's a cool announcement here. So we actually have a discount code for you. So everyone who's watching on GoodKnitKisses, this is an exclusive one for this live broadcast, and you actually get to use it until the end of September. So till September 30th, or yeah, I wrote 20th on the screen. Why did I say that? But it is till September 30th, and we are using the code KMPLD 10%, but I'm going to pop that in so you don't have to spell it. And there you go. So it is now in the comments, and I'm going to show this here. There it is. So we now have that, and we would love.
I figured out how to put the links in too, so you get links to all the websites.
All right, good. Let me see if I can pop this in. I'm learning this whole thing. There it is. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Okay, look for the giant comment from Rae. She's got, let me see if I can, is that all? There are multiple ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see if I can. There is that one. All right, so we will make sure and let everybody know to go click in the comments down below, and you can get to all those links. Thank you so much for providing those. But also, we're going to be showcasing some here on GoodKnitKisses on my channel. But before I do, you guys are going to be having some patterns launching, and you're going to be kind of slowly releasing those out. But you wanted to talk to us a bit about patterns today, right?
Of course.
So before we talk about that, I just want to kind of give a little plug here for Premiere. Be sure and follow them on social media for the latest yarns, patterns, and tutorials, because you're going to want to get these when they launch. That way you are up on all that. So be sure and go on over to their YouTube channel for when they release their video tutorials that come out, and then the patterns as they come out. You want to see those. They'll be launching those on Facebook and all the other things. So catch them on their channel. Let's see where all can you guys be found for social media wise at Premiere?
Probably the best two places to find us for social media would be here on Facebook. We're on here as Premiere Yarns. The other main social media outlet for us is going to be Instagram, which again is going to be just at Premiere Yarns on Instagram. So that's probably the best two places to watch for us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, also getting on our mailing list or email list that goes out and has regular updates as to new patterns, new yarns. It'll have discount codes.
Yes. Oh, you also have a rewards program too.
Yes. Yeah, that's launched fairly recently. Yeah.
Well, that would be a good one to get on then.
Definitely.
We like rewards. We like rewards. So the patterns, can you tell us a bit more about them? And I will see if I can grab those pictures and let everyone know as we show them.
Sure. So we definitely tried to do a range of patterns, from things that are really simple and basic to some things that are kind of like, wow, I didn't know I could do that with just, with basically rectangles. Everything had to be made with rectangles because that's what the plaid pattern really, the plaid pooling, you really have to kind of stick to rectangles to build things. So there's the basic thing. There's the plaid pooling scarf, which is just kind of like it's that one ball. Anybody can pick it up, grab the ball, make a scarf. You can also take that scarf and basically sew the ends together to make a cowl. And from there, that's the cowl, which is really I think a fun project. from there, some of my favorite things are actually our ponchos. And we did the Loch Ness crochet poncho, which is, I mean, it's literally two big rectangles sewn together.
Okay.
I'm letting Kristen catch up and put pictures up.
I'm slow. It takes a while to grab these.
So the Loch Ness crochet poncho, it really is one of my favorite things, as it is two big rectangles, and it's just, you know, you get on, I think it's 3 repeats tall, you work across, you make 2 of those. That's the knit version, but
yeah,
we're definitely gonna get to that in a minute. You sew the 2 tops, leave a hole for the neck, and we did sew just a little bit on the sides just to give it a little bit of shaping. But it is just the most flattering piece. You know, when we did the photo shoot, especially, the model was kind of twirling in it and having fun with it. And it just seemed like no matter what she did, it had so much drape and style. We did each piece, we actually photographed with 2 different outfits to kind of show how you could either dress it up, dress it down. And that poncho was just so elegant on. It would just seem like everyone was trying it on in the office. It was just the most wearable thing. And that is actually also the same project that we did. We did 1 knit pattern. We're hoping to do some more knit patterns, but we did 1 just to see if we could do it. And the challenge with knitting is because this yarn was designed for crochet, the repeat when you do knit planned pulling with it is 16 inches wide, which makes it a little bit more of a challenge for designing with, because you have to design in multiples of 16 inches wide, which is, you know, too wide for a scarf, you know, too wide to do a lot of other things with, but it was perfect for this poncho. So we were able to do the same poncho in knit and crochet, and it really came out great in both.
That's good. I love that it's flexible though. I mean, you can work with rectangles in a lot of different ways.
You could. It was actually kind of fun. It was a fun challenge.
Okay, I think I may have test her again. Hold on. Let me pop her out and pop her back in and see if that works. Hold on one moment, you guys. Let's see. Pop her back in here. These are really pretty. Can we hear you again? Are you back?
Oh, am I back?
Not getting it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Sorry about that. Technology. You gotta love it. Okay, she's back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay, so we have the knit and the crochet ones that are fantastic. I love that you can do that. With the 16 inches though, that's still a nice generous thing, and you can make a lot of things with that.
Definitely. We're definitely going to do some more with the knit. It was just kind of one of those last minute, like, oh, we can do knit. Like, we figured that out later in the design process. So we had time to get it with the pattern collection. We had time for 1 piece to get it stitched and in time for the photo shoot. And I'm glad we did the poncho, because I think that was a really flattering piece. One of the other pieces I really loved in that collection is actually the vest. I think we called it the Lowlands vest.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
And that's another piece I think would be really easy for beginners to do. It's basically, the fronts are essentially 2 scarves, and then the back is it's basically 3 scarves wide, and just, you know, done as tall as it needs to be, and then just a little bit of edging in one of the matching solid colors in our everyday yarn. So again, it's a really simple project to do. And that was another one, just because especially that crochet linen stitches so much drape, and with the everyday, the anti-pilling yarn is so soft and has so much drape. It was just very flattering on the model.
Yeah, I really loved how much of a drape it had, and it was very soft. I've used everyday worsted like for a while. Like the anti-pilling quality on it is great, but when I worked with this one and then the draping and then the plaid with it, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be fantastic in a garment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does work up real nice in a garment. I've got a couple of sweaters myself in the everyday yarns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you can work the plaids that you guys have with your regular collection. So
Mm-hmm.
you add those accents and panels and kind of
Mm-hmm.
make your own style as you go.
Yes, and I did try to make sure when developing the colors that at least 2 to 3 colors, if at least 2 to 3 of the 4 colors in each plaid were colors that were part of the solid everyday, so that there were several choices to complement, to do trims and panels, and to kind of coordinate to do full projects.
Yeah, and you have a jacket, right? Like a cardigan
Yes,
type?
there's a big oversized, kind of this fun big oversized jacket. It's the Highlands cardigan. And that one we just kind of, like we did just a panel with the pooling and then just finished up so that we could do the shaping and not have to worry about how the shaping was going to affect the pooling. So then we did all the shaping with the solid. And, it's kind of, those big oversized sweaters. They're just so easy to fit. You don't have to worry about it being like, oh, it's, the shaping is exactly right for your silhouette. It's just kind of fun and oversized. You can just throw it on out the door.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those are great. It's especially great for fall. Get some cute boots on. You make a matching hat too.
Yes.
Let's see, we've got that too, I think. Let's see.
It's the
Yeah, this one right here has got the hat in there. Let's see if I can find a better photo. I'm not sure if I have a different one, but yeah, for sure. And then there's the scarf, and then we showed, so that's the scarf we were talking about earlier, and then here's another version here of the hat.
Yeah, I think you have one of the hat where she's sitting. I think I sent you the one she's sitting on the chair.
There's a lot of photos, girl. Y'all have so many good things. There it is. Isn't that cute?
Mm-hmm.
And I love the pom-pom. I think they made that pom-pom with that color of yarn, so you just get all those colors just pop. All your pom-poms are going to look different.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
The Sue in the UK is loving the jacket. Joanne says, that's gorgeous. Awesome cardigan. It's a great use for this yarn. Elizabeth. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. That jacket's pretty, Alicia says. That might be my next favorite. I'm just getting some of the comments on here. This is really fun. The cowl is super cute. I need to find that cowl again. Yeah. And I love the yarn that it's in. I think that one is in the magenta purple plaid.
Mm-hmm.
And find that picture again. This is a better picture here. Oh, how's that? There we go. That's a good one. I have it right here actually, and you know what I love about it is it's got my favorite color in there. Y'all who watch all the time, it's got my chartreuse favorite color. It's got pop it on the screen, but I loved watching this one come through because it's 4 distinctly different colors. I mean, I like when things fade into another color, but I do like the pop of this one, which just got the green and the magenta and the purple and the blue, and it's really fun. Am I holding this up? Let's see. There it goes. Yeah, wasn't sure if you guys got to see that. Anyway, one of my favorites. Let's see. I'm trying to find all my questions. Is there a question that you guys had that maybe we haven't covered quite yet? Or maybe I missed it. I know everybody always has these burning questions. And we talked about, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us today. We talked about where you can get the yarn. You can get it online, and you'll be getting it in stores. When will it be hitting stores?
It actually is available now at Joann's. It set last week. So sometimes Joann's, sometimes they take a week or two for all the stores to get it set that are going to be carrying it, but it definitely is setting in stores now. I know
Perfect.
Hersher's Berry Maxim, it's available right now on their websites, and it's going to be available at premierins.com starting this week. So
Awesome.
those are the big ones that are available now.
So, we have, let's see, I'm looking to see if anybody's got, oh, and by the way, you guys, if you go online, you can get a coupon code that works until the end of September. I'm just putting my comment up here on the screen so you can see that if you go on their website, and we've got that listed down below. But yeah, step into a Joann store and see if your local one has it. In fact, y'all post it on our page. Take a picture of you there. I'd love to see it out in the wild, right? So which one is your, oh, I'm sorry, I should ask this. How many patterns are being released total? I know there's more coming, right?
There's a total of 12 in this first wave. We'll definitely be doing more because this is a big yarn for us this year. For example, I know we'll be doing a few more knit projects. We have a Christmas colorway that it's actually right here. We have a Christmas colorway that we don't have any patterns in yet because it was one of the last ones developed. So I know we're going to be doing some holiday patterns that will be coming out featuring this colorway. Let's say Christmas colorway. We had to work with the mill a little bit longer to make sure that that white in there was nice and clean. So I know we'll be doing some more of those. And it's definitely one of those yarns that is kind of in the rotation that as we, have time, we'll be doing more and more pattern support for it.
Here's a couple of balls coming up. That one, the red that's up right there, I don't think that's actually your Christmas one, is it?
No, the Christmas one is red, white, green, and black. So it's kind of that classic Christmas tartan look.
Yeah. And then, but if you don't like all the black in there, that other one is really pretty too, because it has almost that Christmassy look.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Christmas berries. Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas berries. Yeah. And cranberries. It reminds me coming into November here for Thanksgiving. It's fun. So you guys are going to get an opportunity to get that now, so you can start making your things now. So all those other colors. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think if we have, so as far as resources go, like what support is available, like online communities, FAQs, anything like that for people that's coming or is already there?
Yeah, so of course we have some videos coming that Kristen has filmed for us, some tutorial videos, and on the basic scarf and you can kind of see in her background in her video, on one of our blanket patterns, which I think is pretty cool. There are actually a lot of resources available online. Plannedpooling.com is kind of a neat one that it's a pooling calculator. So it's one that you can kind of do a swatch, figure out how many colors or how many stitches per color it is, and then type in, okay, I want to make my project 12 stitches wide. I have 4 colors that are each 3 stitches. You can kind of, and it does like a little visual pop-up of what that's going to look like. There are a lot of planned pooling tutorials to do with knitting. Twist Collective has a good one. There's a Ravelry group all about planned pooling for knitting. But the biggest community out there, and I think the one that's going to be the biggest help for crocheters, is there's a huge Facebook community for planned pooling. And I'll go ahead and put the link for all of these in the comments. Okay. The planned pooling group on Facebook, you do have to, it's a closed group, you have to join it, but it's one of those where it's just, you need to answer 3 questions just saying, yeah, I won't, I'll be nice and I'll read the pinned post at the top and, won't be mean to people. And then they let you join the group. And that one, there's a lot of really, really inspiring projects in it. And a lot of people there who have been very helpful and, showing people how to learn the technique.
Yes, and it is a fantastic. Oh, did you put that in there?
Yep.
That is a fantastic group. Here's the link here. I'm actually in that group myself, and so it's very helpful. They have a lot of files when you go in there before you start asking all your burning questions. They actually have some files in there that are really helpful, so you can really just kind of launch and get started. You guys did a blog last year or maybe a year before for plan pooling, and then have the link to that little calculator. Am I right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I really like. Let's see. Well, let's see. I'm going to see if I have any more questions from anyone. We have one about patterns for ponchos. Yes, there's patterns for ponchos at Premier Yarn. So if you go to check out that site, you'll be able to see when they have those patterns come out, whatever's out right now, of course, and then keep a watch on their pages so that you can get that update on their mailing list, because that's really the best way to stay up to date. That's how I knew about the rewards program and the international stuff, right? Got a $20. It's fun. We can get yarn in the mail. We can get it online. Just have it pop up. Get it in your email. So, but is there one more thing that you really want people to know about this yarn, or to leave us with?
Oh gosh. I think it's just, have fun with it. Don't be too intimidated by it. Don't be super stressed out if you don't get it on your very first try. That, you always can tear, be ready. It's okay if you have to tear back that first row 2 or 3 times. Nobody gets it on the very first try, but once you do get it going, it is really fun and it is really worth it. So I would be go in it with an attitude that you may have to pull it back once or twice, but don't stress about it too much.
That's good advice. That's good advice. I enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to go up or down on a hook size.
Yes.
I didn't have to change my stitch. I didn't have to, change it to a half double crochet or, something like that. I kept going.
Actually, something we didn't touch on is actually the way the patterns are written. Is we didn't write patterns where you have to absolutely get 12 single crochets per inch and check your gauge and get the hook size and make sure you're getting 3 single crochets per color repeat. We actually have come up with a way to get started, and there's of course, a great tutorial video on doing that. Where it kind of self-adjusts to your gauge, and you actually do your first row, and you're going to be doing so many, X number of repeats of the color pattern, and then ripping it back 1 stitch or 2 stitches, and then getting going. And the patterns are all written for, 1 repeat, 2 repeats, 3 repeats. It's not, this is going to be exactly 35 single crochets. This is going to be 2 repeats of the color. And I think that that's going to help a lot of people be more successful with this, because you don't have to get an exact gauge. It's more about the yarn working at the gauge that's comfortable for you.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to be able to do those patterns and on video for you guys. So if everybody will stay up to date on their channel, and of course mine, they're going to be having those videos come out. And we're talking about the scarf. So we'll do this basic scarf together, which is a great way to get started. And it's just got the 1 repeat across. So it works up really pretty quickly once you get going. The main thing, and then we'll do the throw as well, the black watch throw, which is back here that we showed. Actually, I'm gonna pop that on the screen here just so people can see. That's the black watch throw. And we one of the things that I want people to know is, once you get the critical first couple of rows in, about the 3rd row, it really becomes, I want to say, easy-ish, because once you get going and you get started, as long as you have consistent gauge, it really stays. Now, when I first heard consistent gauge, my first reaction was, who is consistent gauge? But real honestly, I actually came up with a method to show you guys on camera about, and I'll tell you, it's you actually just having a little project to the side, even if you just want to work with the everyday yarn to the side, and just have a little project to, right when you first sit down, just kind of work in some stitches and kind of get your rhythm, and then get to it on your project. It just kind of gets you in the mood and in your move. What is that? What are they called? They have like muscle memory, and we do that with crochet, don't we? You know, and so once we get going and get that tension out, if we had like a super stressful day, or, you know, it was not stressful at all, you know, but then it shows in your project. Because once I started doing that, it went really smoothly for me. So it wasn't about counting, but there is some counting, and I kind of hint at it in the video, but it's not, it's your own individual, it's your own individual gauge, like Rae was saying. It's whatever Kristen does. If I get so many stitches in this color, I'm going to get about that many stitches in the next color. And Joanne is going to get maybe a different number, and she's going to continue to get her number. So I have mine and you have yours, right? So anyway, I like that part. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm having a little bit of lag here, so I'm going to make sure I've got everything on here. Is there anything that I missed that you wanted me to be sure and let everyone know, Rae?
I think we got everything. Just we got that pattern bit. So I think that was the one thing. I think that was it.
Okay, awesome. I'm really glad that you came on today. I'm really really excited. We're glad you guys joined us for the premiere Everyday Plaid pooling. And I just enjoyed working on the scarf and the black watch throw videos so much. And of course, they're coming soon. And if you'll be sure and subscribe to Premiere's YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so that you get the video notifications when they're revealed. And of course, I'll feature them later on GoodKnitKisses as well. So thank you so much, Rae, for joining us today. We really appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and happy knitting and plaid pooling and crochet. Bye, everyone.